Hello, 7th grade ELA student. This is Miss Tolman. I'm helping out Miss Player with her videos. This week we are in Unit 3, Reading for Fun, and we are on Lesson 2, Establishing a Purpose for Reading. As always, it's a great idea to have a notebook handy, ready to go, to take notes on what you find interesting, on what you think you need to remember, as well as if you have any questions, you can write them down as you go, and that way you remember them a little bit better. We are going to start with our vocabulary. There are 3 vocabulary words today. We have fiction, stories that contain imagery, characters, settings, and or events. Genre, it's a type of literature, a category or type of literature. Nonfiction, accurately represents real-life subjects, and that is our 3 vocabulary words. One step in the process of becoming a good reader takes place before you even open a book. Before you start reading, you need to establish a purpose for your reading. Identifying your reason for reading a text will determine how you read the text. When you approach a text without first establishing a purpose, you will likely find that you do not understand, remember, or appreciate the material you've read. Alright, reading for enjoyment. Probably much of the reading you do is on your own is pleasure reading, or reading for enjoyment. Reading for enjoyment is a very important purpose for reading. Not only can you read about a topic that interests you, but you can also practice your reading fluency and become a better reader in the process. Some texts you might read for enjoyment include magazines, adventure novels, short mystery stories, or romance novels. When you read for your enjoyment, you don't forget to connect with the text. Make inferences and draw conclusions. These practices not only improve your skills as a reader, but also help you enjoy the story even more. A second purpose for reading is reading for information. When your teacher assigns you to read a section of your history book textbook and tells you that you will take a quiz on the section, the purpose of your reading is to gain information. You want to read the text carefully and make sure you understand the concepts presented. When reading for information, you read more slowly so that your mind has time to process the information and can connect it to what you already know. And then we have reading to evaluate. Reading to evaluate is the most complex type of reading because it involves understanding a text and making a judgment about it. When you read to evaluate, you question or challenge the text. You can also examine causes and effects presented. Reading to evaluate is not simply reading for the purpose of recalling information later. Instead, it involves connecting with the text and making a decision about what you read. So here are some fiction genres. There's fable, fairy tale, fantasy, folklore, historical fiction, horror, humor, legend, mystery, mythology, realistic fiction, science fiction, short story, and tall tale. And you can read the descriptions on what each of those are. Nonfiction genres: biography and autobiography, essay, informational text, literary nonfiction, and speech. And this is a beautiful video talking about the genres. It's a great idea to go ahead and play through that video. It'll help solidify the information in the box above. It's important to remember that when you read, you should usually have more than just one purpose for reading. When you read for enjoyment, you can learn information from the story and connect it with the text by questioning the author or evaluating the information presented. Likewise, reading for information does not have to be boring. You can enjoy informational text if you establish a purpose to do so. Regardless of your purpose for reading, your main goal should be to become a better reader and a wiser, more knowledgeable person. Genres of literature. Your purpose for reading depends mainly on the style or genre of the text you're reading. The 2 main genre categories are fiction and nonfiction. Fiction stories contain imaginary characters, settings, and or events, while nonfiction accurately presents real-life subjects. The categories of fiction and nonfiction can be divided into several genres as well, as the chart above showed. The fiction genre and nonfiction genres list shows the different genres of fiction and nonfiction. Try to think of stories you have read that fall into the suggested categories. As you look at the categories of fiction and nonfiction, you can see how your purpose of reading can depend on the genre of the text. Can you? See how? Yeah. If you're reading a mystery story, your primary purpose for reading will likely be entertainment. This is not to say that you will not gain knowledge from your story or make a judgment about it. But your main reason for reading the story is to enjoy the suspense of trying to solve the mystery. And then we have questions for you, and that is the end of your lesson 2. Nice, short, sweet. Let us know if you have questions. That's what we're here for. We're here for you. And that's very important to remember. You're doing a fantastic job. You really are. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.